Fancy Feast makes delighting your cat delightfully easy. Every recipe, every last detail. Another fancy way to show your love. Fancy Feast. Try savory centers. Pâté with a center of gravy.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the last hour of AMHQ this morning. I'm meteorologist Jordan Steele. We've got meteorologist Stephanie Abrams in Alabama. We've got meteorologist Jim Cantori, who is sitting here in the Pensacola area, along with me, myself, and Jen Counterfagno in studio with Kelly Cass. I want to tell you a lot about what's happening within this last hour. We've got Sally that has brought historic flooding to the Pensacola area. It has been absolutely hammering this area with the third highest storm surge on record so far, surpassing the 5-foot level, and that water is still coming in. If you look behind me, this is North Jefferson Street running north to south. I would say about an hour ago, you could still see the road. We've had more water come in within the last hour than we've had all morning, and it's coming from south, from the Gulf, and from the Bay of Pensacola, due north, all the way up to Highway 110. Cars are trapped, people are trapped in their area, and of course, emergency managers and officials here are saying stay in your safe place and do not leave, do not get out on these roads. This water is extremely deep and very dangerous. I want to show you something here, Rodney, if you can come my way. This piece of board is one of the many things floating down in these waters, and it hit me in my shins as we were doing a live shot. I want to let you know of how deep we're looking at. Obviously, you can see my boot here, but if you look at the base of this, I'm on the sidewalk, all right? And so this water, you know, what, half a foot or so, maybe a little bit more than that, several inches here, but we're on the sidewalk. We're still above where the road is. So if I come out here, if I use this to kind of give me some kind of where I know where I'm walking, I'm not going to fall in. All right, now I'm at the curb. All right, so if you can see the edge of this, and I drop it down, I know the wind is super high right now, but if I put my finger, that's how deep it is on this road, okay? What is that, 2 feet? All right? I mean, I'm just guesstimating here, but that's why this road you can't drive. I mean, it's above your tire in most situations, and it's going to cause any car to stall. And that is why the emergency man, I'm going to put this down, this thing's whipping in the wind. That's why emergency managers here are trying to bring in maybe amphibious vehicles or high water vehicles that can come and rescue some of the people that might be trapped. And so now that it's daylight, we're really assessing the damage here. The problem here is we still can't get to every location because you've got high tide still coming in. It doesn't come in until you get to the 11 o'clock hour. So we've got that going on here. I know we also have some severe threats happening. We want to get it back in the studio with Dr. Postel with tornado warnings issued right now.
Yeah, we do, Jordan. Thank you very much. For Calhoun and Jackson counties in Florida, we've got a tornado warning. This is probably going to be one of many today with a very volatile atmosphere. As typical with landfalling hurricanes, we have its tornado warnings again, which includes Alpha, Cypress, and Grand Ridge. That goes until 8:45 local time. So actually about another 45 minutes, but trust me, these tornado warnings will sort of pop up and then expire much more quickly than that. It is going to be a very active day, severe weather-wise, particularly along the outer edges of Sally in these rain bands that are basically stationary, moving the rain elements in them and the severe weather moving almost from south to north very quickly. If you get a warning, act immediately. Find shelter if you can. Interior room away from as many windows as possible with as many walls between you and the outside. It's going to be a very active day, Steph, severe weather-wise. I'm going to send it back to you, Stephanie Abrams.
Okay, so things here at the coast are still severe. There's flooding, there's a lot of damage, there's still debris. We spoke with the mayor earlier, and he, wants everyone to stay inside until this fully passes. I know the winds are a lot lighter right now, but there are still some roads that have water over them, and they haven't been able to even check on some people yet. Behind me, this is the pier that we have here in Gulf Shores. Huge chunk of it has been taken away, and we can actually show you kind of before and after from yesterday. And by the way, this pier was damaged in Ivan back in 2004, and they rebuilt it in 2009, and unfortunately they're going to have some work ahead of them yet again. And this whole system has come through us. We went through the eye, and now we're kind of on the back side of it, which is much weaker than the north side of it. Our winds are now coming from the west because there's a counterclockwise flow around a storm, and so now we're getting more of that west wind coming in and just a little bit of rain. But that heaviest rain has fallen. It fell overnight. We had a flash flood emergency here in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and there is still some flooding that is out there. That will all continue to go down since the push of the water is now not going to be happening since the storm is to our north, but it is still out there. And the rainfall totals have been anywhere from 18 inches, 20 inches, up to 30 inches just over the border in Florida. And all this rain's continuing to push in. If you're watching us, the eye wall is the worst part. It's still intact. It's not completely fallen apart yet. When these systems interact with land, there's friction. It doesn't have the energy from the water and whatnot, so they do tend to fall apart. But sometimes it takes time for them to wind down. And so watch out still for some of those gusty winds. Perhaps a tree falls. That will do significant damage to your house. And I know that no one can pinpoint exactly where that's going to happen. That's why everyone needs to prepare for the worst. And that's what we try to do, is prepare you for the worst, because no one can say exactly where that tree is going to fall and you're going to have that significant damage. But there has been significant damage here in Gulf Shores, Alabama. And once it is safe to get out and drive around and set up and show it to you, we will do so here on the Weather Channel. Now, as it goes in, it still has a lot of moisture associated with it. And water, surge, rainfall, flooding, it is the #1 killer when it comes to tropical entities. And so that's what you have to keep thinking about as the hours progress, because this system is really not going to be out of here until we head into our Friday. So if you live in Linden, Alabama, in Georgia, and into the Carolinas, you're going to see that moisture as we head over the next several days. All right, we're going to go back now to Jordan, who is in Pensacola, about 30 miles off to my east. And, you know, Jordan, you don't have to be that far, you know, to see quite a difference when you're talking about these storms. You guys were getting hammered in that eastern eye wall, and I was in the eye, you know, with somewhat calm winds, most certainly relatively calm winds.
Yeah, you were in the right spot, I'll tell you what, because we just have not had a break. And now that we are seeing the storm shift a little to the north, we're getting somewhat of a break. I mean, don't get me wrong, conditions are still terrible out here, but at least the rain, I mean, it was coming down so heavy, there was no way out of it. You couldn't keep yourself dry. And so now we've got to deal with this storm surge. And I think the big story is going to be for all those locations that you pointed out, Steph, to the north of where we are. The rain is going to be the biggest threat. You will definitely have the wind pickup, but it's the amount of tropical energy that is stored up in this storm. I think the flooding, the flash flooding that could be coming out of this for all those areas in northeast Alabama, in places like Georgia and just north of the Florida area, that's going to be the big talker. Here, it has been all about the amount of rain. I cannot believe that truck is going through. I mean, there is so much water behind me. We're looking probably at least 2 feet here. Like, you got to get to the center of the road, and it has nowhere to go but just going up to higher ground, right? And so some of those areas that are in the parking garage that we're parked in likely going to be trapped for now because there's no way out. The water's just too deep, and the water's still coming in like a river from the south, moving its way to the northward. So I do think that as we head into the next couple of hours, you got high tide at the 11 o'clock hour. You get past that this afternoon. You get Sally to move itself a little bit farther to the north, and I think then we're starting to at least get some breathing room in the Pensacola area. You can hear stuff behind me, and this thing's starting to break. So the wind is still relentless, of course, and the big story here is going to be the flooding from where I am. Now, Jim Cantori is in a location about 6 blocks from me or so, but he's closer to the bay, or the water's edge, and it has been really bad where he's been. So, Jen, I want to send it your way so you can really paint the picture of what it was like overnight for you when all those waves were coming ashore.
Guys, unbelievable here. This is probably the lightest wind and rain that we've dealt with. So that's been the biggest change, Jordan. You can probably attest to that as well. It's still, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still gusting. It's still horrible. At times, it could knock you off your feet. But the big issue is the storm surge. The waters that come in here and is being held in with this southerly wind across the bay, 5.6 feet again. So here we are. Let's put this into perspective for you. We've already passed Katrina's storm surge here. We're 3rd place right now, behind the Miami hurricane of the 1930s that came through here with over a 7-foot surge, and 954, which was the surge in Ivan, just sickly on the same doggone date today, back in 2004. Anyway, you can see what's going on, guys. Water everywhere, as far as the eye can see. We were talking to Mike Wood earlier. He's the public information officer, and there's people he can't get to. They can't get to right now. There are amphibious vehicles around. They are making and going to continue making rescues. There have been so many. They've been overwhelmed by the 911 system. It was completely overwhelmed. There has been a house fire that they couldn't obviously get to because of the water in through here, and are obviously still trying to work out the logistics of that. There's just so much that happened quickly, and he says, frankly, we were a little caught off guard. which is a conversation we all need to have later on, and why that is. But again, it has a lot to do with the track shifting and the intensity ramp up during the overnight hours, and that makes the communication of what you expect and what the actual outcome of it much, much different. Now, the big question on everybody's mind here is, when's this water going to down? When are we going to be able to clean things up? Well, we're still approaching high tide. That's at about 11:30 this morning. So we've still got another, heck, third of a third of a foot that we could go up there. And, you know, depending on how much push we continue to get with this southerly wind component, this water is going to be very, very slow to recede. So we're going to have to deal with this. We're going to have to deal with the wind, obviously, and what is probably going to be extensive power outages until we get winds out of the northwest. Once that happens, and that may be, oh my goodness, like late tonight, that'll help to push a lot of this water offshore, and then people can get in and assess the damage. If you're watching us from other parts of the country and you have friends in Pensacola that still have cell phone service, you know, share this information with them, because they don't have, you know, they can't watch us on TV right now, and they want to know what's going on, and they're in their homes. All this happened in the middle of the night. We lost power. You know, the water came up very, very quickly, which is classic of a storm surge situation. We had to retreat from our location down on the bay, back up here to high ground, where our vehicles are above water, well above water at this point, but we're down showing you what's going on and through here. All right, guys, we got a lot to go with this storm. It is on shore now. Thank goodness. This should be a sign of weakening over time here. But Greg, still, this slow, agonizing movement with the wind and the rain is going to exacerbate problems northward. Already 500,000 customers without power in Alabama and Florida. Over to you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Jim, and probably more to come. I mean, as you mentioned, this agonizingly slow pace that Sally is moving at 3 miles per hour. According to the latest advisory from the Hurricane Center, it's still a 90-mile-per-hour hurricane, bringing wind gusts perhaps close to that in some spots, although the wind is really beginning now to weaken. But we're still dealing with a lot of heavy rain and an onshore wind, allowing some of that water to still come on board. But then again, this is the most important point right now. 3 miles per hour. This is the way Sally has behaved essentially for the last few days. Look at some of the wind gusts that we've got. Now, this is not a complete sample by any means, but some of the higher ones that we could find, 90 to 95 to 99 mile per hour wind gusts, were probably pretty common across coastal Alabama here, in and around and perhaps just to the east of Gulf Shore. So that kind of wind was actually a bit higher than expected by many, and likely it contributed to a lot of damage that we're getting reports of. Now, as far as the onshore wind that Cantori was talking about in Jordan Steele, we still have that all across parts of the western Florida panhandle, with the area of low pressure right about there. So only moving at 3 miles per hour, we're going to continue with that onshore wind. And although not as strong as it was earlier, we'll still be dealing with significant coastal flooding for hours yet to come. And on the periphery, if that's not enough, we still have tornado warnings from time to time in these outer rain bands. Very common with landfalling tropical cyclones. So we will indeed see that tornado threat continue all day today. Right now, some of the current winds out there, we're getting gusting to 54 in and around Fort Walton. Some buoys out there gusting still to 80 miles per hour. A little bit farther to the west, Pensacola gusting to 77. Mobile earlier gusted to 82, now at 58. Overall, look at how much rain has fallen on the map here. We've gotten a lot of reports now, almost 2 feet of rain in southeastern Alabama and across parts of nearby coastal Florida. So think about that. We've seen winds gusting to near 100 miles per hour, 2 feet of rain, and if that weren't enough, as I mentioned, we're still going to be dealing with that tornado risk today, and of course a lot of heavy rain yet to come, and that is advancing northward. You can see that rain moving across Alabama, and it is going to continue its northward movement. This story is not over. We're going to have to deal with a lot of rain and potential flooding through parts of Georgia, South, and North Carolina as well. So we have a long way yet to go with Sally. The story is yet to be completed. Send it back to Jim in Pensacola, Florida.
And Greg, as you know, 88% of the deaths, the fatalities in hurricanes and landfalling tropical systems happen because of either inland flooding, rainfall itself, and of course storm surge, which is what we're dealing with right now. So people just need to stay to high ground, not try to venture out in this. Just the most eerie thing. Unfortunately, we're coming to you from our truck camera, because our original camera actually went down. I mean, you know, when it rains like this and the wind and whatnot, that happens. It's equipment, it's delicate equipment out in the weather, and sometimes you lose the camera. So this is the only shot I can give you, but I can tell you what I can see. And as far as the eye can see, here on Main Street and Palafox, I mean, you've got water literally flowing down between the rivers. You've got street signs that have actually come down. Here across from the museum, which is where I am, then down Main Street, you know, literally these white caps on the water. So this is just crazy seeing this. And the fact that it's staying up, you can still see it at light in through here, and we can still show you these pictures, is just absolutely nuts. It is still gusty. We are still gonna have some southerly component of that wind, and unfortunately, as long as we have that, okay, we are gonna continue to keep a lot of this water in here. So it's gonna be a while. Like I said, tell your friends and family members via cell phone, if they still have service, that it is gonna be a while. All right, we're gonna still go through the eye wall with this thing, whether it be the southeastern eye wall or even the southwestern eye wall once the storm moves to our west. The fact that that onshore wind is gonna keep this water up. And remember, we had 33 inches of rain at Tiger Point, Florida. That's trying to get out into the Gulf. Our coverage of Sally continues.
Shake it, kiddo. Love, comma, Dad.
I've got this. Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
Age is just a number, and mine's unlisted.
Try Boost High Protein with 20 grams of protein for muscle health versus only 16 grams in Ensure High Protein. And now enjoy Boost High Protein in new Cafe Mocha flavor.
This picture is a memory. It's a celebration of a moment that matters. And this is a Fracture glass print. It'll make you love printing your photos again. They're vibrant, easy to order, and arrive ready to hang. Visit FractureMe.com and tell your story with Fracture glass prints.
I could only eat on one side of my mouth, so it would be painful for me. Clear Choice put my fears to rest first.
Implants are going to give people that full aspect of their life back. The transformation, it really can be done in one day because we have the whole team there in one place.
Getting dental implants gives you back your confidence, your security, your stability.
Phil Swift here for Flex Paste, the incredible rubberized paste. Right out of the tub, it clings to the surface, and it instantly fills gaps and holes. Flex Paste dries to a strong, flexible rubber, perfect for sealing RVs and campers. Use it to help prevent flood damage, stop rodents from getting in your home, or even crafts and hobbies. Get Flex Paste and the Flex Seal family of products at FlexSealProducts.com.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
What will you do when the power goes out? Power outages can be unpredictable, inconvenient, and disruptive to your life. But with a Generac home standby generator, your life goes on, uninterrupted, because you'll have power when you need it the most.
24 days we were without power. I had water, I had ice, I had coffee, I had air conditioner. I was able to stay here because of the Generac.
Get the safety, security, and peace of mind your family deserves with a home standby generator from Generac. 8 out of 10 home generators are Generac, with thousands of satisfied customers.
Very good product. Very, very good reviews from everybody.
Prices start at just $19.99, and special financing is available with surprisingly affordable monthly payments. Call now to schedule your free in-home assessment, and you'll receive a 7-year extended warranty absolutely free. That's a $695 value. Call or go online today. Power your life with Generac.
You're watching America's most trusted TV news network.
We've got severe weather threat.
Winds have been gusting the full force of this thing.
The Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8th. Brought to you by Purina. Your pet, our passion.
ProPlan Live Clear, a breakthrough, 10 years in the making, that reduces allergens in cat hair and dander. Outstanding nutrition with the power to change lives. This is Purina ProPlan Live Clear.
Looks like they picked the wrong getaway driver.
Gonna be paying for this for a long time.
They will, but with accident forgiveness. Allstate won't raise your rates just because of an accident, even if it's your fault.
Cut! Sonny.
Is that good?
Line. The desert never lies.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you were talking about Allstate and insurance.
I just, when I...
Let's try again. Everybody back to one.
Accident forgiveness from Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
ProPlan Live Clear, a breakthrough, 10 years in the making, that reduces allergens in cat hair and dander. Outstanding nutrition with the power to change lives. This is Purina ProPlan Live Clear.
Welcome back as we continue to track Sally and Pensacola, one of the areas certainly feeling the impacts. You can see some very, very gray skies. Looks like some trees there, the tops of some trees, at least swaying around in some of those winds. Again, as Sally continues to lash portions of the Gulf Coast. We also have been dealing with the issues in Gulf Shores. That's where Sally made that landfall very early this morning, around 4:45 Central Time, making that landfall near Gulf Shores. And you can still see it, very angry waters here, really lapping around in the wave action as well. Very angry looking waters here. And that will continue to be the case until this thing finally pulls and moves out of the way. All right, well, if you're just joining us, let's get you to what we know at this hour with Sally, as I mentioned, making that landfall near Gulf Shores, Alabama at 4:45 this morning, Central Time. It was as a Category 2 hurricane. National Hurricane Center cone puts nearly 14 million people in the cone. Meanwhile, some areas near Pensacola are reporting at least 24 inches of rain so far. And right now, more than 500,000 customers are without power, and that's in Alabama as well as Florida. And emergency officials right now are urging Pensacola Beach residents to store water. This after a water main break. So lots ongoing here for us when it comes to this hurricane. And we want to head now down to Pensacola, Florida, where, of course, we find our very own Jim Cantore. Jim, you've been surrounded by water, it seems like, all morning long.
Unbelievable, Alex Walsh, to see Pensacola here. Third highest storm surge on record in Pensacola, 5.6 feet. Behind the 30s hurricane in Miami, which was over 7 feet. Of course, this is just blowing my mind. The fact that literally to the day, back in 2004, Ivan, which set the record surge here in Pensacola at 9.4 feet. To the day. Just absolutely weird. Again, guys, as far as the eye can see, we're right across from the Pensacola Museum here. We have water. We have white caps coming down Main Street. It's just the most eerie thing certainly one could see. So, and this is not just fresh water. This is salt water that's coming off the bay in Pensacola. And unfortunately, you know, when it gets into engines and things like that and electronics in the engines, that's pretty much the end of that. We've seen a lot of the, it almost looks like somebody has their hazards on. That's the discharging of the battery, unfortunately, when it gets salt water intrusion on the electronics. So a lot of people caught off guard, as we heard earlier from Mike Wood, who's the public information officer here for the Pensacola Police. But we're going to be in this for a while. And like I was telling you guys earlier, you know, text your friends, tell them they're going to be in this for a while. We still have hours till high tide. So as the water's maybe trying to get back out into Pensacola Bay, it can't, because A, we have a southerly wind, and B, we have the tide still going up. So remember, the tide is the base. The storm surge and the wind on top of that are going to have to move with the tide. So even if that stays at steady state, the water's still coming up, unfortunately. And that's what we could see. We could go beyond the 5.6 foot record that we actually have in through here, the third highest, again, in Pensacola history. It's going to be a while before we get the water out. Again, overwhelmed by trying to get 911 calls and get to people, house fires, things like that. And of course, damage that I can hear. You may be able to hear it on my microphone with sheet metal rolling around. I may put my helmet back on, but either way, just a horrible situation here in Pensacola, which is just obviously continuing to unfold with all this water. All right, Steph, again, a lot of big waves, as we know, in the Florida Panhandle and down into southern Alabama as well, especially around Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Absolutely tearing apart the beaches there, the dunes, the docks. You got damage down there as well.
We do, Jim, and it's not only from the waves, it's also from the wind. And we want to take you actually up towards Mobile, just over the, not far from here, going to town in Mobile in the Spring Hill neighborhood. We now have video of significant damage. Now, here's the thing. In Mobile, we had winds gusting over 70 miles an hour. I believe 72 was the highest gust that we've gotten so far. And I'm curious if that took a tree down and then hit this house and caused this damage. Did some sort of debris hit the window and then the wind goes in and destroys it? I don't have the answers to that, but as you can see, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it happened. All that matters is we have damage, and we're getting more video in like this as well from Perdido Beach, also significant damage to condos there. And here in Gulf Shores, as a matter of fact, we have seen video of damage that is structural damage to big condos. And we will show you that as soon as we get the video in here to the Weather Channel and as soon as it's safe to go out and take that video. And of course, we will bring you live shots throughout the day and into tomorrow as well of what we see. The water is starting to go down. The waves are not as bad as they were, but obviously they did do some damage. As Jim mentioned, we have the right behind us here, the dunes are cut. And by the way, the beaches all along here, Alabama to Florida, they had just gotten eaten alive from this storm here. And then, of course, the pier, which they just rebuilt in 2009 after Ivan destroyed it, massive chunk that came out of the pier there due to the wave action and that water rise as well. We now have to focus inland, all right? I mean, yes, in Pensacola, Jim still has that water. Yes, we still have some winds here, but I also want to wake everyone up that's living inland and is going to be dealing with the threat of very heavy rain falling from this system and still some gusty winds with that eye wall that's still holding together. We'll be right back.
It's amazing out there. Brought to you by Jeep. There's only one.
After 80 years, we've made it the longest lasting, but only you can forge freedom into the chassis. We make it so you can go anywhere and do anything, but only you can write the stories it will tell. Because the truth is, we don't make Jeep, you do.
Get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no monthly payments for 90 days on select 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee models.
Hey there, I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Attention! Are you on Medicaid or Medicare? The U.S. government recently announced that 12.2 million citizens are eligible for additional benefits beyond what they receive from original Medicare or Medicaid. These additional benefits include up to $1,000 of dental credit, up to $1,200 to spend at your local pharmacy, up to $144 added back to your Social Security check every month. To see if you qualify, call Go Medicare today at 800-932-2698. Again, if you have Medicare or Medicaid, you may be one of over 12 million citizens eligible for additional benefits, including up to $1,000 of dental credit, up to $1,200 to spend at your local pharmacy, up to $144 added back to your Social Security check every month. To see if you qualify, call the Go Medicare Benefits Help Center at 800-932-2698. Both the call and the consultation are 100% free with no obligation to enroll in anything. Call today, 800-932-2698.
I'm Leah, and that's me. Long before I had moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, I've always been the ringleader, had a zest for life. Flash forward, then RA kept me from the important things. And And what my doctor said surprised me. She said my joint pain could mean permanent joint damage. And Enbrel helps relieve joint pain and helps stop that joint damage. Ask about Enbrel so you can get back to being your true self.
Enbrel may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, other cancers, nervous system and blood disorders, and allergic reactions have occurred. Tell your doctor if you've been someplace where fungal infections are common, or if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if you have persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu.
Visit Enbrel.com to see how your joint damage could progress.
Enbrel, FDA approved for over 20 years.
I'm craving
wings. Frigidaire's range lets you air fry right in your oven. It's all the flavor, none of the guilt.
so
Good. That's using your Frigidaire.
Now Simparica Trio simplifies protection. Ticks and fleas? See ya.
Heartworm disease? No way.
Simparica Trio is the first chewable that delivers all this protection. And Simparica Trio is demonstrated safe for puppies. It's simple. Go with Simparica Trio. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures, used with caution in dogs with a history of these disorders. Protect him with all your heart. Simparica Trio.
All right, morning update here from Pensacola, Florida. Guys, I've never seen anything like this. We're in downtown Pensacola, and this is the view from the 3rd floor of my hotel room. Look at the streets. I mean, it is just terrifying. I haven't even stepped outside. I did get word that I don't think our hotel is flooded, but every street downtown Pensacola is just submerged. And the waves keep coming. It looks like the wind's letting up a little bit. But goodness, this is just, I have never seen anything like this. Some of the worst surge we've seen certainly since Ivan. And of course, we'll continue to keep you updated with the latest here in and around not only Pensacola, but all of Northwest Florida and Southern Alabama, as Sally has officially now made landfall.
Chris Bruin, in his own words, as we watch again, just about as far as the eye can see anywhere, whether you're in Chris's room or you're down Main Street or Parallax. It doesn't really matter where you are, guys. We are inundated here with 5.6 feet of storm surge in downtown Pensacola. This is salt water that's come in, salt water intrusion in many areas, and many vehicles, as you can see, submerged quite a bit, some to the point where the electronics have actually failed the vehicle. So there's going to be a lot of vehicles that are actually on the street having to be towed in through here. So we're at high point. We're doing good. You know, we still unfortunately have several hours till high tide. And as long as these southerly winds continue to push up from the bay, they're going to keep pushing the water in. Because remember, the surge and the wind component of the water rise is going to move, all things being equal there. If the tide's coming up, that's got to move with it, right? So the water is going to at least stay up, provided everything else stays at steady state. So we'll talk to Dr. Postel about what he feels about that in just a second. But again, guys, in addition to that, I think this whole problem has been compounded by the fact that we've had 2 feet plus rainfall. Tiger Point, Florida, listen to this, 33 inches of rain. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. State record's over 45, so we're not going to get there. But still, now we're watching all this huge waterlogged system essentially just crawl at about 3 miles an hour. All right, I'm walking maybe at about 3 miles an hour right now. That's how fast the storm is moving. So not very fast at all, and that means tons of rain. And even with the wind as it dies down inland, it's going to be enough to cause more and more power outages. At last point I saw, and I'm sure it's different than that, so don't quote me as the latest data, we're at 500,000 people, 500,000 customers without power right now. And that's just Florida and Alabama. So lots of issues in through here. So let's bring in Dr. Greg Postel and talk a little bit about this and how much higher we could go, if at all. Dr. Postel here in Pensacola, as you know, we still have high tide to go, and we still have, you know, obviously this southerly component of the wind, which is keeping the water in, plus some 20 to 30 inches of rain, Greg, that's trying to get the heck out of here.
Right. It's
how
going to
much
be
higher do we go, or do we at all?
You probably go a little bit to high tide, and then I think we'll see things sort of stall out and then begin to recede a little bit thereafter. And I can show you where Hurricane Sally is right now, and you mentioned it is moving at just a couple of miles per hour. I was just thinking about it with my weather producer, Erica Lopez here. The landfall was about 4 hours ago, and I put the position of where I think the center of circulation is, and it's really not that far from the beach. It's only moved about 10 or 12 miles inland since landfall very early this morning. So we are still dealing with that onshore wind, in some cases gusting over 60 miles per hour, and that is continuing to push water inland, Pensacola Bay, everywhere in between, all the way from the Gulf of Mexico to many areas inland. So the flooding will continue and not just be confined to areas around Gulf Shores and Pensacola, but all the way through Destin and Panama City. That south to southeast wind will continue throughout much of the day today. Some of the winds, as I mentioned, reporting still at last hour, gusting to 77 at Pensacola, and still some pretty strong wind gusts all the way as far east as Panama City. The winds will gradually die down, but the direction of the wind won't change much over the next few hours. And look at how much rain we've gotten really so far with the system. We're talking on the scale here, over 2 feet of rain in some spots, and we are potentially getting reports of over 30 inches already. So in places that are still raining, we may see totals that approach 3 feet, which is remarkable. Tornado watch is in place until 6 o'clock this evening with the tornado threat, which typically accompanies landfalling tropical cyclones. And we are slowly seeing the rain move northward across Alabama and Georgia. And you can see that will continue northward into western, south, and North Carolina throughout the day tomorrow and into Friday. Last graphic I'm going to show you is the continuation of that south-southeast wind along the coast throughout much of the afternoon. And then the rain moves northward from there into Georgia. Stay tuned for our latest coverage on Sally from the field. We'll be right back.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Yeah, right. Pepperoni pockets, an atomic brownie, cuckoo crusty.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a side of ranch. You're the man.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
When you've got 10 to 12 teeth missing, it's a terrible feeling. For years, I would dream of a place where I could go and one day come out and have all my teeth. Clear Choice put together a very personalized plan. They've got a lab there, everything gets done in the lab, and I've got the best smile I could ever ask for. Don't put it off, because it doesn't have to be that way.
With everything going on, you need to relax and revitalize. What if you could combine soothing pressure, vibrating massage, and heat therapy? Introducing Calming Heat, the revolutionary massaging weighted heating pad. Watch, this regular heating pad blows away, but the weighted pressure and no-slip fabric keep Calming Heat securely in place. The weight also helps evenly distribute the heat. To see the difference, we used a thermal imaging camera. The weighted clay beads in Calming Heat help treat the entire back to sustain heat. And look at this. These massaging vibrations help relax the tension in your muscles. Take your relaxation to the next level with soothing weight, heat, and vibrations all in one with Calming Heat for just $59.99. Order today and find out how you can get a second Calming Heat for 50% off and free shipping. Order now at calmingheat.com. That's calmingheat.com.
This is my body of proof. Proof I can fight moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis.
Proof I can fight psoriatic arthritis. With Humira. Proof of less joint pain.
And clearer skin in PSA.
Humira targets and blocks a source of inflammation that contributes to joint pain and irreversible damage.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Humira is proven to help stop further joint damage.
And it's the #1 prescribed biologic for PSA.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira citrate-free.
We're in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and just to our east is Orange Beach. They've had significant damage. We've had significant damage here in Gulf Shores and also over towards Perdido Key, Perdido Beach. We have a video that was sent to us from a condo there that has been hit very hard. And this is a type of damage. Again, remember, this is a Category 2. If you are in the eye wall of a Category 2, you will sustain significant damage. And homes, businesses not only have damage from the wind, but also from the flooding. This looks like it was some sort of wind damage. And you always wonder, is it a piece of debris that hits the glass, sliding glass door or window, and then the wind comes in and rips everything else apart? Or was it just the wind that, took out the window? We've had numerous trees down. Those are falling on homes, even inland. So yes, though we are seeing significant damage at the coast, there's been water damage as well. It's as the storm moves inland, we're still going to have those winds, especially the northeast side of this storm is still holding together. That will take down trees, especially with all the heavy rain making the ground saturated. So you've got to keep paying attention to this, even though it has made landfall and it is moving in. If you live in, portions of Alabama, if you live in Georgia and the Carolinas, this rain is headed in your direction. We're starting to see a little more rain out here now from the system. Remember, we went through the northern eye wall. It made landfall here. We were in the eye. We were in that center. We got the low pressure. The pressure is starting to rise again here as that low moves away from us. But our winds have shifted now from the west. We were seeing when it was approaching us our winds from the east because there's a counterclockwise flow around this. And now that it's to our north, we are seeing that west wind here. And it's getting a little bit breezier and a little more rainy here than it's been over the last several hours. Let's go in studio and talk more about this and also the inland impacts with Alex, who is now joining us. And Alex, what are the rainfall rates like out of this system for those people that live inland?
Yeah, they're going to be really very heavy. No question about it, Steph. We've seen it there along the Gulf Coast. Now, certainly they'll come down from where they have been, but plenty enough to cause some issues here for us well inland. We're talking even get up into the parts of the Carolinas with some heavy rain. Let's take a look at what we're seeing right now in terms of the precipitation and where it's headed. There's your timestamp. Now, this is the European model's depiction of where this thing's going to be headed. Slowly on off towards the north and the east. Again, taking some of that heavy rain, North Georgia, Carolinas, even the mid-Atlantic see some of that rain. This is by the time we get to Friday evening, Friday night. Finally may see this thing emerge off the East Coast at that point. But look at this through tomorrow, pretty large area where we are in that likely to even very likely zone of dealing with flash flooding. The very likely the red, the likely is that yellow that extends into a good chunk of Georgia, Atlanta, Macon, down towards the Albany area. All locations where flash flooding is going to be a possibility and in fact likely in those areas. Now, not everyone in the yellow will see it, but the chances are pretty high for it. So flash flood watches there are up through Friday, and that extends all the way up through parts of South Carolina. Columbia are in there, working over towards the Greenville, Spartanburg region, even parts of North Carolina as well. We'll be watching you. Our forecast here for the rain, pretty large swath of 3 to 5 inches of rain anywhere in that yellow. And there, of course, there could be some locally higher amounts. Cannot rule that out. You see some oranges dotting the landscape here and there. That's 5+ inches of rain. So again, that's extending again well away from the coast. This thing's still going to have quite a bit of juice to work with, and it's going to dump that rain. So by tonight, still, again, slow mover, still across southern parts of Alabama, the center of the circulation. But again, this thing has been loaded on the east side, and so that's where we're going to find the bulk of our rain towards the north and the east. east from Montgomery towards the south and east. That's where we can anticipate some of the heavier rains, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches possible. Lighter amounts as you head on off towards the north and the west. Once we get into tomorrow, finally seeing this thing crossing the state line now into Georgia. It's going to be a wet one for us there. Places like, again, Columbia sliding up towards Charlotte. Thursday night, still finding that rain. Starting to spread a little bit farther north now, maybe even getting into parts of Virginia. The rainfall around the ATL, 3, 4, 5 inches of rainfall will be possible in these areas here. Quite a bit of rain is anticipated. So again, just be prepared for some flooding in a few locations. Flash flooding. If you see the water on the roads, turning around is what you want to be doing. Going through it is just not worth it. Tomorrow into Friday, that likely zone shifts now again into the upstate of South Carolina and parts of North Carolina as well, with that flood threat remaining very, very real. Well, as Hurricane Sally continues to push into the Gulf Coast, Comcast is opening up some Wi-Fi hotspots throughout potentially impacted areas. This to help residents and emergency personnel stay connected during and after the storm. That includes non-customers, and this is all for free. All you have to do is visit www.xfinity.com/Wi-Fi, and you can find a hotspot there. All right, well, let's get back out to Stephanie Abrams here, who was in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Of course, Steph, you are dealing with the eye of the system. Pretty incredible.
Yeah. It is, and it is. What's incredible too is we were in the eye, and just 30 miles to our east, Jim Cantori in Pensacola was getting hammered at the exact same time. We did have a lot of rain before that, nearly 20 inches. There was a flash flood warning here because there was so much rain that fell in such a short period of time. And now we're going to focus on those of you inland who are going to be dealing with this type of rainfall and these rainfall rates as well. You see the wind has picked up. We're seeing a little more water here falling from the sky than we've seen as of late, as we're getting to the backside of Sally, as it is still just creeping 3 miles an hour. So it is making matters worse. It's exacerbating the situation for so many because it's taking so long to get through. But we'll be here throughout it with you on the Weather Channel.
Look, this isn't my first rodeo. And let me tell you something. I wouldn't be here if I thought reverse mortgages took advantage of any American senior. Or worse, that it was some way to take your home. It's just a loan designed for older homeowners, and it's helped over 1 million Americans. A reverse mortgage loan isn't some kind of trick to take your home. It's a loan, like any other. Big difference is how you pay it back.
Find out how reverse mortgages really work with AAG's free no-obligation reverse mortgage guide. Eliminate monthly mortgage payments, pay bills, medical costs, and more. Call now and get your free info kit. Call 1-800-231-7626.
Other mortgages are paid each month, but with a reverse mortgage, you can pay whatever you can when it works for you. Or you can wait and pay it off in one lump sum when you leave your home.
Discover the option that's best for you. Call today and find out more in AAG's free no-obligation reverse mortgage loan guide. Access tax-free cash and stay in the home you love.
You've probably been investing in your home for years, making monthly mortgage payments, doing the right thing. And it's become your family's heart and soul. Well, that investment can give you tax-free cash just when you need it.
Learn how homeowners are strategically using a reverse mortgage loan to cover expenses, pay for health care, preserve your portfolio, and so much more.
Look, reverse mortgages aren't for everyone, but I think I've been around long enough to know what's what. I'm proud to be a part of AAG. I trust them. I think you can too.
Trust AAG for the best reverse mortgage solutions. Call 1-800-231-7626 so you can
retire better.
Each year, Americans waste over $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. Enter the Zebra.
Another car insurance ad?
No, the Zebra compares them all and shows you who can actually save you money. Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com.
Introducing new Senecot Laxative Gummies.
I'm the easy way to relieve occasional constipation overnight.
Just take before bed, and the next morning,
it's showtime! And I've got mixed berry flavor.
New Senecot Laxative Gummies.
Easy relief, the gummy way.
Mom, we're so glad you're feeling better. You gave us such a scare.
I know, honey. Me too. But I want you to know I'm at peace with my home going when my time is up.
And did I also tell you that I got coverage for my funeral so you and your brother would not have to worry about expenses?
I didn't know you were saving money for your final expenses.
I haven't. I called the Open Care Senior Plan, and with one phone call, I was eligible for $30,000 for my funeral and final expenses.
The Open Care Senior Plan will pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. There's no medical exam, and you can be approved with just one phone call. Your rates can never be increased, your benefits can never be decreased, and your coverage can never be canceled. Call the number on your screen now and see how final expense coverage can help you. There's no obligation. Call 800-403-7817. That's 800-403-7817.
You're watching America's most trusted TV news network.
We've got severe weather threat.
Winds have been gusting the full force of this thing.
The Weather Channel.
Hurricane Sally, and it's way too dangerous to be out in the elements, so we're tucked back in. You see, we have huge chunks of debris that have been tumbling around. We're right here, right on the Gulf of Mexico. It's really too dangerous to be out in the elements, so we're tucked back in. We've lost power. We've heard debris banging throughout the building here. We have seen water coming here. Now listen, this isn't that, huge of a deal with flooding, but I can guarantee you that with that push of water and the rain, there's significant flooding in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Let me show you some of the debris. I actually found this piece of sheet metal, and it was flying around, and so we just stuck it where it couldn't do any more damage or hurt to anybody. In the pool, we've been seeing white caps on the pool just from the wind, and of course the eye wall is the worst part. We'll eventually get into the eye where there will be a significant calm. Right now we're not able to broadcast due to the obvious conditions. It is now 3:17 in Gulf Shores, Alabama. We went through the eye wall and we're starting to get into the eye. It's still breezy, we're not fully in it, but we're getting into it. There's been damage, we've been hearing it in the hotel. It's been pitch black, no power. You see that there's been, pieces of furniture that have tumbled across, and there's been a lot of rain as well. In Gulf Shores, reports of 20-some inches of rain, and because of the winds and the weather, the bridges are shut down, and this eye wall is headed north now towards Mobile. And I'll tell you this, covering landfalling hurricanes in the middle of the night is the absolute worst. It is hard to see anything, it's hard to shoot anything, and so that's why during that we had to really just be tucked back because stuff would just go flying by, and it's just too dangerous to be outside. And now that we have daylight, we are seeing some more significant damage, and there's still some flooding out there. Even though the worst of the weather has really gone past us, we're now on the back side of the system. The winds have shifted over from the west, and just look how bad the waves and the ocean was, that it took a chunk from this pier that was destroyed in Ivan in 2004, which, by the way, Ivan made landfall 16 years ago on this date, which is September 16th, no less, and they redid it in 2009 after that, and now unfortunately they are going to have to put together a significant chunk of that. And then the dunes, by the way, all the beaches, Alabama to Florida, they've just been eaten away by this wave action here, and I'm sure that we'll have to get out there, not we, but people will have to get out there and fix all those dunes and check out those beaches as well, because they definitely have been chewed apart. And Jim, I was just saying, I don't even know if you could hear me, but these nightfall landfalling hurricanes are the absolute worst.
Yeah, for everybody. For everybody, Steph. I mean, you know, people being in their homes and then they start seeing water come under the front door, which was the case here in Pensacola. You know, the lights are out, the power's out. It's scary. You hear sounds, and you and I both showed this. Remember back in Laura, where the wind goes through the building. My building sounded like somebody was cutting it up with a chainsaw. I mean, it was just unbelievable. The sounds you go through. Yeah, it's horrible. And you like you said, eighth landfall of the season, a record. All right, guys, I want to show you where we're at here. This is Main Street and Palafox. We have not seen any decrease in the surge. All right, so the water is still up here. We maxed out at 5.6 feet. That is the third highest on record here in Pensacola. I was talking to Mike Wood. He's kind of stuck here with us at this high point. And he was telling me, you know, look, we got high water rescue vehicles in town, and they've been trying to get to as many people. They were overwhelmed with 911 calls. So speaking of going through at night. So again, looking up Main toward Palafox, you can see the street light that's out there. That's actually one of the higher points. So the water not in some of the businesses here, but we can't say that for everywhere else. As a matter of fact, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let's look down this part of Main Street where the water's a little bit deeper. If we're going to get back to our hotel, we actually have to walk through that. All right, and it's going to be over our waist to walk through that. But if you hold your stuff up high and just kind of take it easy, feel your way, feel your feet, you can do it. But you know, obviously, this is our position. We're at a high point, and any way to get back to a hotel or just a place to take all these wet clothes off, that's what we're going to have to do. So cars obviously not faring so well. Anytime this is saltwater intrusion. This is saltwater intrusion, and anytime you get salt water on any kind of electronics, they're toast. And we've seen a couple of these cars kind of flashing. If you were watching us earlier this morning near the museum here, Brad, the Pensacola Museum, I was, you know, kind of pointing them out and walking across the street to that Kia, and you can see how the water's come up since then. So it was about 5 feet. It came up another half a foot since then. And so we still got, you know, the potential to at least keep the water up as high as it is right now for several more hours before we get past high tide at 11:30, and then maybe things recede. Our wind and rain have calmed a bit, okay? A storm moving on shore, I don't care how fast it's moving, is going to gradually weaken in intensity, but it's a slow weakening. All right, a slow weakening at that. And the damage here done, and the calling card of this, the third highest storm surge on record. Got an update from a buddy of mine. He's a meteorologist, Rob Aceto. 36 inches of rain now at Tiger Point in Florida. 36 inches of rain. So think about that. Here in Pensacola, over 2 feet of rain. All that's trying to get out, too. It's trying to get back out into the bay. The wind is holding it in. And as long as we stay on the east side of this storm, collapsing or not, it is going to be a long time before that is done. Pensacola, hang in there. We got a long day and probably a long night ahead of us here. Be right back.
This is Fracture. Just upload an image, place your order, and it'll show up at your door beautifully printed directly on glass. And this isn't just another